right, Coach. We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 42-yard line. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 40 now on 2nd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
53 is the mark. 53. Check 53. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And it's complete to Kelsey. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Credit the tackle that time to Deshaun Hand.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
Hey, hey. And 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. Watch the behavior.
Now it's Wilson. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Well, that was point-counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Here's Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Kelvin Harmon, the man he was looking for. But now it's 3rd and goal.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week one. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason, to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsay. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 18 on that one, as the Bills are going to have a first down. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And he's got room. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards.
And the Bills first down.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Ryan. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Second and 10 now. Ryan. He'll find Metcalf. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Ready? You ready? Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Hey, watch the slant. Under 10. Under 10. 10.
Now again for the big fullback use check. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Check it out. 51, down. X3, 218, jump. Check.
To throw is Ryan. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Cameron Brate there to make the grab. And the Bills have taken the lead. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Extra point safely through. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around, 1st and 10. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson, and that's incomplete. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
Let's go double count right here, double count. 58's the mic. Go 58's the mic. Check pass, check pass. 58, right over there, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
To throw on 3rd down, Wilson. And Tate's got it. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
The first down carry by Elliott doesn't amount to much as he'll get forward for about a couple. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And he comes back with one complete. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Wilson now 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a first down here. They will run with Grant. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Here we go.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season, and they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
First down, Buffalo.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch the screen.
They'll try the draw, Lindsey. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. On 2nd and 9, Ryan gets this one to use check. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Check tight, check tight, check tight. Hey, check tight, 22.
They snap it at 1. Now Ryan looking deep for Julio. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Matt Ryan, his 2nd touchdown pass of this opening quarter. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Well, we've seen these two, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, connect quite a few times over the years. It never gets old.
It never gets old. Well, maybe for the defense it does, but not for us who are watching it. And Julio, every time he steps on the field, you can just about mark him down for 100 yards. That's about his career average per game. But think about this. Getting in the end zone has always been a struggle for him. He gets the big yardage, but he doesn't get the touchdowns. Not this time. No matter how many people were kicked in coverage, he found a way to beat it.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Here we go. All goes special. All goes special.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. After one, a 14-3 ball game. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. This is Elliott. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15.
It's now 3rd down and long.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
36 power.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line. He was looking for his tight end, Kelsey. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Lindsey looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the Texans' 15-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. A give, running right, Lindsey. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown run. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Sometimes a group that gets overlooked, certainly, the offensive line. Right there, they really helped with that score.
Didn't they tell us in our meeting that when we score touchdowns running the ball, that means the offensive line actually scored first by moving people back beyond the end zone? We saw evidence of that on that play.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Looking to throw on second down. Wilson, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On second down now, it's Elliott. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the taunts. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second and 9, Wilson. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, Couldn't turn it into much more.
On second down, it's Lindsey. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
The Texans here on third down, putting an extra defender in the secondary.
Hey, box truck.
Now it's Ryan. Complete. He finds Braid. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Lindsey, and he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Throwing on second and 14. Ryan sliding out of the pocket. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
53 to Mike. 53.
Third and long. It's Ryan. And Braith, the tight end's got it. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a fourth down. So on fourth down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowski to punt this one away. Back deep, Jakeem Grant.
Let's go.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson, a throw caught by Kumaro. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. To try again after the sack. Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. Wilson flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it back deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion. Now it's Wilson. He's got Green. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
On first down, it's Elliott. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, it's Wilson. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 19. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Marquise Goodwin scoring a touchdown against his former mates. And the Texans get a bit closer. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window. Zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The 305-pound Ndamukong Suh finding the path to the QB there. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Another try after the first down sack. Ryan, he'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Ryan. And Bright has it over the middle. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
It's a game 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Grenade! Check the outs, check the outs, check the outs. 25.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. He's got his man here. It's Green. And blocked down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
You got nothing. 49, check 49, check 49.
Another run by Lindsey. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Ready, blue 80, right 25. Got you, I got you, son. I got you, son. Hey, son.
Now Ryan. And that will be incomplete. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop, because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Wilson. That's caught by Trey Quinn. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's go heavy. Let's go heavy.
Elliott. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Zebra.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
You can feel the anguish all the way up here. It certainly looked like he had that one in the end zone, open, unable to hold on to it.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This from 54 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that'll make this an 8-point game. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game and you look at the backgrounds of these kickers? It's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Ryan now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10.
Check 26, check 26. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. Hey, white. Check.
A run with Lindsey out of the gun. And some space here. 20. And all the way down to the 9.
Here we go.
A big play here for Buffalo. 41 yards on the ground. So you got the lead here in the second half. Obviously, you love big runs like that at any time. Here, you really like them.
And how about the confidence that's being exhibited by that offense now? They don't care what you're lining up doing on the defensive side. They want the big fella to carry the football and carry it often.
And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills will add on to their lead. The point after is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll run with Elliott. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Wilson operating from the gun. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Houston. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is fielded inside the 5.
Come on now, let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's Ryan. And the grab by Croft. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
On third down, here's Lindsey. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football. They just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Give them 11 yards that time on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 35-yard line.
Again, it's Elliott. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. Third and 2, now Wilson. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Wilson now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. And that going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. He's going to look deep down the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
58's the mic, 58. 58's the
One left, one left.
Yo.
12, 12, 12.
58's the mic. 58's the mic.
Green, 86.
On third down, Wilson. Complete, the tight end, Kelsey. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 36.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Left pass, left pass.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pickup there at 22. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll make it second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Texans touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within one score. PAT up and good by Rosas. And this is back to an 8-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
He completes it to Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the opener, and it's a first down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Ryan on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Ryan now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Lindsey, and some room to work. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
On first down, right back to Lindsey. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during.
And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Matt Ryan connecting on his fourth touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week one, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And the Texans, first down. First and 10.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
Got it.
Here's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Deshaun Hand picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Check Mike 50. Mike is check Mike 50. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Check.
14.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Mike 50. Rip left.
Good job right there.
Mike's 50. Zoom. I'm going to run you over. Mike's 50.
On second down, here's Wilson. Looking downfield for Kelsey. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Now Wilson going up top. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Bills on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5.
Guys. That's me. 21.
From the shotgun, Ryan. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
At their own 20-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball,
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
the amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Throwing on second and long. Wilson, flush to his right. That's complete to his speedy wideout Goodwin. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Keep
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Third and long. It's Wilson. Going deep downfield for Ross. And it's knocked away and incomplete. James Bradbury, he was right there to break it up. Looking to erase a 2-score deficit here in the fourth quarter. Going for some big plays.
Yeah, they certainly were. They just decided one shot, didn't they? Forget trying to move the ball downfield in small little increments. Let's go for the big one. But how about the defense playing situational football, looking at the scoreboard and realizing what can hurt us most? The deep shot. They played it well.
We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
On first down, it's Lindsey. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 12 yards that time and a Bills first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go play action with Ryan. Complete to Jones. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Matt Ryan now with 5 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown. Butker now to add the extra point. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. To sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
We'll see if they can do it here. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. Wilson. His throw incomplete. Another incompletion. It's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. Nothing doing on second and third down after that 9-yard gain on first.
It's fourth down.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. Running with Elliott. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Remember, that was fourth and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and fourth and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up second and 7 at the 43-yard line.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson going for the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Another incomplete pass there. What do you take from this game offensively?
Well, it's tough to really analyze for them because it is a team game, right? And let's be honest, though. The defense did them no favors in this one at all. Offense actually moved the ball. So, bottom line, film session, defense is going to be a real tough one for them. Offense, they'll get a little bit of praise.
Now it's Wilson. It's Kelsey on the ground. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Wilson. And nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
14, run it.
58's the money. 58's the money. Here we go.
Throwing again. Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
58 right there. Time to go, night. 58's the mic, 58. 58's the mic. We don't want this. 50.
All go special. All go special.
You don't go night. Time to go night.
To throw is Wilson. Throwing on 3rd and long. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Tracy Walker. The tight end Kelsey was the intended target. On 4th down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, 4th down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position. That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
21.
53, Mike, 53. Record.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Ready, we're ready. At 25.
Coming to you.
Ready for that.
Here's a give to Lindsey running right. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, and now I'm listening to you. So for the Bills, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.